Hi guys, are you preparing for UTME or any O-level exam? Come closer. Let's quickly go through this question. So the question says a hydrometer of mass y/kg and volume 2y multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 5 meter cube floats in a fluid with 20% of its volume above the fluid. What is its density? What is the density of the fluid? So let's quickly go through the question. So now, what's an hydrometer? An hydrometer is used to measure the relative density of a liquid. That's the function of an hydrometer, to measure relative density. So the mass of the hydrometer is y/kg, while its volume is 2y multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 5 meter cube. So, and it is floating in the fluid with 20% of its volume above. If 20% of its volume above, let's just look at it like this. 20% is above. How many percent will be floating inside the liquid? 80% will be floating if 20% is above. So what we need here is 80% and not 20%. The 20% is just to confuse you. So take note of that. So the 20% here is just useless. So 20% above simply means 80% below. So that is the volume or fraction of the hydrometer that is floating in water, 80%. So now, what is, for an object to be floating in any fluid, the weight of the object, that's law of flotation, the weight of the object has to be equal to the upthrust. What is the meaning of upthrust? The weight of the object, that is the downward force. The weight of the object in here. Let's say the weight of the object here is in air is 50 Newton. And the upthrust, that is, upthrust simply means the upward force that is pushing the object up. That's the meaning of upthrust. The upward force pushing the object in the fluid. So what is the upward force? Let's just say the upward force is let's say 30 Newton. In this case, 50 is greater than 30. Definitely the object will sink. But if the upthrust were to be, let's say, 50 Newton, 50-50, right? So it simply means the object will float in water, or in the fluid rather, not water. Now, in the fluid we are talking about. So now, that's the meaning of flotation. So for an object to float, the weight has to be equal to the upthrust. So what is the formula for upthrust? The formula for upthrust is upthrust is also a form of force. Weight is also a form of force, measured in Newton. So upthrust is the volume multiplied by density. Density is denoted with rho. Is a Greek word, rho, and not d. Density is denoted with rho. So volume multiplied by what? Density multiplied by gravity. So what's the upthrust like that? The upthrust is equal to, what's the volume? The volume is 80% of this. So 80 all over 100 multiplied by 2y multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 5. That is the volume, right? So now the density is unknown. That's what we are asked to find, multiplied by gravity. So I can cut this. 80 all over 100, 0 cancels 0. 8 all over 10 is 0.8. 0.8 times 2 is 1.6 y times 10 raised to the power minus 5 rho g. This is the upthrust. So we don't know the weight. Let's now check the weight now. The weight, because when an object is floating in water, there are two things we need: the weight and the upthrust. We've gotten the upthrust. What about the weight? The weight, the formula for weight is mass multiplied by gravity. What is the mass of the object? The mass of the object is y/kg. What is the gravity? We don't know. So the answer is what? Yg. So now I can easily equate these two equations together. Upthrust is equal to weight. Since the object is floating in water or in the fluid, rather. So now it's going to be what? 1.6 y multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 5 rho g is equal to this yg. G cancel g, right? Y cancel y. So definitely nothing left on this side again. We are left with 1 here. So to get our rho, which is density, is going to be all over 1.6 multiplied by 10 raised to the power, divide both sides by 1.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 5. So our rho is going to be 1 all over 1.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 5. So 1 all over 10 raised to the power minus 5 in index form to write is going to be 10 raised to the power 5 all over 1.6. By the time you press this on your calculator, you are going to get 6.25 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 4, 10 raised to the power 4. So what is the unit of density? Density is mass all over volume, right? We know mass to be in kilogram. We know volume to be in meter cube, right? So definitely the unit of density is going to be kilogram per meter cube. So the final answer is kilogram per meter, the final unit is kilogram per meter, 6.25 times 10 to the power 4 kilogram per meter cube. So this is just the summary. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.